Eden Zero is back, and there's a point in this chapter where I'm kind of confused, so I'm gonna have to work through it during this video, I guess. But where we start off actually is with Earth. So the chronophage reround the Earth by 20,000 years plus a few extra, and I say that because apparently the Earth is about to be destroyed from lack of ether in they said a few years, which is somewhere between, I would say, 4 to 7. I say that because Hermit's counterparts still look pretty young when they all died, and so to save the Earth, the Eden Zero Shining Stars go down to meet their human counterpart. As you can imagine, they're all surprised to meet themselves, and they get a full explanation of what's going on, that they are not themselves, they are actually androids based off of them from the future. They don't believe this at first, but they each apparently have a B cube that has all the information on it so they can view what's true or not. And like I said, they're there to save the Earth because they explain that their plan to send the Earth into overdrive does work, but the human race goes extinct, so in the end, what they tried failed. So the Shining Stars then explain that they don't need to send the Earth into overdrive. They have technology from the future that can stabilize the Earth's ether. By the way, I find their interactions to be quite interesting because Hermit and her counterpart really seem to get along because they're both science kids. Then you got the two sarcastic sister and her counterpart, which calls her Sicky, and the other one says, "I'm a nun." And they both clearly think that's kind of ridiculous. And of course, Valkyrie and her counterpart are kind of confused because Valkyrie's like, "Why am I based off a surfer?" And then her counterpart says, "Okay, well, why am I a swordsman?" That doesn't make sense. And as you could probably imagine, Witch and her counterpart are the most cordial. They both are definitely the moms of the group, you could really tell. So while they're having their very cordial conversation, Witch's counterpart asks, "Why are you saving us? Why do you even care?" And Witch's response is, "Because we're based off of you." Not just that, but this is the home of the Demon King. And that, of course, surprises the hell out of her because that would imply that the future is full of demons and magic and such, and basically is Ether Gear basically is magic. By the way the chronophage works is that it eats a planet's time, but everything outside of a certain time zone is modern space. So at any point, once humanity figures out how to, develop rockets to go into outer space, what will happen is that they will just jump 20,000 years into the future as soon as they pass that barrier. When you really think about it, that's actually kind of trippy because it's like you're time traveling into the future, but in reality, you are just the thing that's in the past. You are the being that is out of time. Wizard's counterpart shows up, and for some reason, this causes Witch to cover her face and run away. Now, the only explanation I can think of this is, even though she never had her counterpart's memories, which means she never had any love for Wizard, the very idea that there's an alternate reality where she could have had a lover who generally would have cared for her, but in this reality, she had to kill that very future lover, probably is something that she just doesn't want to have to deal with emotionally. That's the only explanation I can think of why she would just run away in this situation. So time passes, the technology that Eden Zero gave to Earth saved it, and 16 years pass on Earth. It's unclear if time is 1-to-1, so 16 years have also passed in the present, or the Earth is currently on its own time thing, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Once again, once they discover spaceflight, they're going to end up in the future anyway. Point is, human Shiki's now all grown up. Well, sort of, he's 16, he's going off to school, and he ends up bumping into Rebecca somehow. And this is definitely Rebecca because she's got a selfie stick with the camera recording a video. But that's not the thing that is weird. Why is Rebecca on Earth? Why would she be born on Earth? That doesn't make sense at all. It could be reincarnation, or the four cosmoses could just be a copy of what Earth was going to be. Since Earth was destroyed, somehow this is what led to human life spreading to the four cosmoses. I don't know how that makes sense or why that would be. Once again, this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me personally, but that's the only explanation I can think of, that the four cosmoses that they're from are just a mirror image of Earth. And so this is where Shiki and Rebecca meet each other in their new school together. But the part that is most unusual is that this Rebecca has a little sister, and it's a human version of Pina, which means Pina's dream to become human, in a sense, happened, but with another person altogether. So Pina's dream didn't get fulfilled, but in a way, someone else fulfilled her dream, which is super depressing when you say it out loud. And that's when we jump back over to the Eden Zero, where Shiki is currently holding the android version of Pina, bawling his eyes out. Now, there is a possibility that there is a happy ending to this, because what I said before about Pina being a different person may not be true. This might be our Pina, but in a human's body. And there's only that grain of hope that I can give, because when the Earth Shiki meet Rebecca and Pina for the first time, the human Pina calls him Master. Now, Rebecca claims that her sister has just been watching TV shows, and that's why she greeted it that way. But there is a possibility that the consciousness of Pina was transferred to a human body while in her mother's womb. But once again, that's just a possibility. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you enjoy more easier and other my things. Thank you and have a great day.